So what's going on, guys? Sinumatic, and we are going to talk about something that I don't even know how to explain it really, but basically my conclusion has came to YouTube gaming is set up like Star Wars. And what I mean by that is, man, basically, you know, you got the Jedi, which would be the bigger YouTubers. I know that sounds silly as hell, but and then you have, the Darkside, which would be like some of the YouTubers that are bigger, but mostly mid-range YouTubers. But sorry about that. But I don't know. The reason I started thinking about this is a source that I will not reveal. I came to the conclusion that, alright, I know you guys know that, I'm sorry I'm jumping around here, but I know you guys know about all the selling shoutouts and things that went on that came to light. People didn't know it was happening, but it was, and a lot of drama came out of that. People said, it's not right, blah, 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 and, then other people were like, no, there's nothing wrong with it, it's business. And, originally I was like, it is business, it is whatever, but, I thought it was something we weren't supposed to do. Evidently I was wrong. And I came to the conclusion that my channel is not going to grow the way I want it to without possibly having to buy a shout out. Because no one's willing to help you really unless you're going to give them something in return. That's usually how it works in business, and we just have to face the fact that YouTube has turned into nothing but a business. I'm not against that at all. I want people to be able to come on here and make as much money as possible. The problem is we have monopolies going on right now. And if you know anything about business, you would know what I'm talking about. And it's not even monopolies, because there's more than one person. So it'd be like a monopolistic environment. It's not all about, what's the best or who's the best. It's who can sell themselves the best. You got okay, let's look at it like this real quick before we go further into like what I'm actually talking about. We got Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, we got a lot of burger joints. We got little hole in the wall burger joints, all that kind of stuff, right? At the end of the day, they're all big in their own right. They're all successful, but I can tell you right now, McDonald's probably pulls in the most money. And is probably not the best place to eat at. But through marketing, promotion, advertising, they have made themselves so big that they probably draw the most money, for as far as I know. But I mean, you find people every day that tell you that they don't eat at McDonald's, that shit's nasty. So, it doesn't have to be the best thing in the world to be able to sell it, to be able to get people to watch it. It has to be marketed, promoted right, and searched for. And that's what I mean by like monopolistic environment going on. You got the guys at the top, and they are, running the show basically, and they get viewers every day that are new viewers just by word of mouth or just by being on a suggested person on the YouTube homepage and all that. And like I said, I'm not trying to say that none of these people deserve this. I'm just saying that most people take it as that makes them the best gamers, and it's definitely not true. And I don't consider myself a good gamer anyways, but when you want to say good gamers, I'm pretty sure that the guys on the MLG Pro circuit would probably demolish any of your favorite YouTubers. So if anyone should be giving tips and tricks on how to play games, what I would think it would have been the MLG Pro guys, but evidently, since they're not as popular, they're not going to get that much exposure. They'll get exposure from the MLG circuit, but they don't have that YouTube exposure. And I don't even know, because I don't do tips and tricks videos. That's one reason I don't do it. I'm not a tips and tricks guy. I'm not that beast at the game. But anyways, back to putting this towards Star Wars, because the reason that I got this in my head is I didn't have the internet for a few days, and I watched Star Wars 1 through 6. And I've always loved Star Wars. I've seen them all before, but I wanted to sit down and watch them, in a 2-day period or whatever. So that's what I did, and you know, you look at Anakin. He was a Jedi that turned to the dark side and became Darth Vader, and he became way more powerful on the dark side than he ever was as a Jedi. And that's kind of like the situation that I'm looking at YouTube as. You know, I'm a good guy. I try to be a good guy. I try to keep it real with you guys. I always try to be honest. And even if it goes against what, you know, some other people might think or believe. And what has happened out of that is I was talking to someone about breaking down and paying for shoutouts. Because I was like, well, fuck, if I can't get my content out there because people don't know who Sinumatic is, they're not searching for me. So how else do I get my content out there? The only way is through marketing and promoting. So, like I said, I broke down and I was going to go buy a couple shoutouts. I was going to say, fuck it, I was going to do it. But come to find out, I'm not the type of person that can get a shout out by buying it. As far as I know, I can't even buy a shout out, guys. Like, I was pretty much told that some of the videos that I make go against the grain, go against what, you know, some of the big YouTubers value or whatever. And, you know, you guys know, I've made a couple videos, and we're not even talking about, like, the funny video where I named it Fuck Woody's Gamer Tag and all that, and I wasn't even talking about, you know, talking bad about him. It was more just to let you guys know what people click on. We're not talking about that. We're talking about stuff like, one video that was brought up was the breaking up with Woody, where all it was a video of me deleting him off my friends list. Let me explain that video, because some people didn't understand it. They were like, why would you delete Woody? I didn't want to delete Woody, but I couldn't get him in a game. After I played a few games with him, but then I couldn't get him in a game, and I felt like he was wasting a space on my friends list, because I kept filling up my friends list with people that wanted to play, and then I still need to go through it. But all these people were on there that I didn't get to play with. There were people on my friends list that I've never ever played a game with. Bash LOL. I wanted to play with Bash LOL. I added him in Black Ops days, and I deleted him after Modern Warfare 3 came out because I couldn't get in a game with the guy. I could barely catch him on, and when I did, he was always full. So it was like a waste of my friend space. But that's all that video was, and I thought it would be kind of humorous because I knew people would be like, why would you do that? Oh my god, if I could ever get him on my friends list. That was the whole reason. It was kind of like a shock value thing or whatever. And, but I was told that makes it look bad to those guys. They think that, oh, I'm just using them to make money or whatever, but it is what it is. I mean, what do they think somebody paying them for a shout out is? Is that somebody paying them money to use them to gain money? So it's a business deal. But either way, I don't know. I guess supposedly I've been blacklisted by all the bigger YouTubers. I don't know who they are, like which ones or anything like that. But I have a pretty good idea of most of them that, you know, basically wouldn't help me if I wanted to pay them $5,000. They'd be like, nope, can't help you, because they don't want me to succeed. And that's all fine. That's all good, you know. But then I look at my other options, like people that aren't so popular, but are. I don't know if that makes any sense. The people that go against what the bigger guys stand for, but are still in the 100, 200,000 sub range and you know, growing somewhat. You know, I love El Presidor's videos. I watch his videos all the time, and I was just gonna, you know, try to hit him up and contact him and ask him if there's anything that I can do to get him to help me. If there's anything I could do to help him, to help me. And I wasn't even, you know, trying to pay for a shout or anything. I was basically going to see, you know, his take on it, but Prez doesn't really talk to a lot of people. He talks to people, but he doesn't really, you know, he's a solo Call of Duty player. He mostly plays by himself, barely plays with anyone else, and his response to me was kind of like, sorry dude, we're not in the same circle. And I said, well, what the hell circle am I in? And his thing was like, you need to troll harder and stop trying to be a nice guy, because the nice guy always finishes last. And I agree with him 100%, but that's still not going to change who I am completely. I'm still going to do the same shit that I've always done, because that's the type of person I am in real life. But I do understand what he meant by it. Like, 100% I understand what he meant by it. And basically, you know, that's what's brought me to sit here and think about this for hours and hours and hours. I mean, I've been trying to network with people for a long time, and I have people that I consider good friends on YouTube that have way more subs than me, like 30, 50,000, things like that. And I'm stuck in a position where it's like, man, do I really want to ask them for help? Because if I ask them for help, they're probably going to think that I only want something from them. Even though I've been friends with them forever, and I've always felt like, you know, I was a friend of theirs, and I respect their work, and I like their content, things like that. But that is another thing that the big YouTubers have done. They've made it to where it looks bad if you want help. If you need help, then you're bad. Like, that's the way they put it out there. But in reality, they're all helping each other. The top 4 gaming YouTubers that I know of that are on the scene, because, you know, Rooster Teeth doesn't even, I don't even think he talks to anybody. And he's got 2 million subs. But, as in just, you know, commentators that are on the scene that, you know, are out there or whatever, the top 4 that I know of all got each other subboxed. And hey, why not? They're all growing massively and they're all gathering subs from each other. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. But, you know, they'll tell you sub for sub, or subboxing people to get in someone else's subbox, they'll tell you it's a bad thing. You know, they tell us to ask for help is a bad thing. You shouldn't have to ask for help. You should be able to just make it on your own. Well, the sad fact is, and this is another thing that I was told, I started YouTube last year and I missed the boat. I was told I missed the boat by 1 to 2 years. That if you ain't been doing this for, you know, the past 3 years and you didn't get successful right off the bat, then you're going to have a hard ass time growing your channel. And trust me, I see it, because my channel grew rapidly for the first year and then completely went to shit this year. And my content really hasn't changed. Yeah, I've added stuff. And I've always tried to add stuff to my channel. But, you know, another thing I want to touch on, because I know there's a couple more minutes, and I'm sorry to cut it off. Like, you guys get the basic idea, but I'm going to have to do something to grow my channel. But when I say I added stuff, that's one thing I wanted to talk about. I've always tried to think of ways to add variety to my channel. You know, I do music, I play Call of Duty, I try to talk about serious topics, I try to do goofy shit, you know, do the news, do all kinds of different stuff, to make my page just not repetitive all day, every day. And honestly, I feel like that might hurt my channel too, because the guys that are on top, that are successful, that are supposedly so good, making so much good content, they make the same content day in and day out, and that's what you guys tune into. You know, they have like 1 or 2 series going on their page, and then everything else is basically streamlined to be the same thing, the same type of gameplay, commentary thing that they do every day. You know, you have the exception, and I'll give the credit where credit is due. You have the exception. White Boy 7th Street, he actually reinvests in what he does and tries to do something different, at least, you know, once every month or so, with the real life videos. He did the Angry Birds video. You know, he's trying to do something to not just say, hey, I'm going to do a commentary every day and you're going to watch it and love it because I'm White Boy 7th Street. So he's actually putting in effort to take money that he's made from his channel and reinvest it in what he's doing. One big difference with that is, you know, most of us don't make that kind of money, so we don't have that kind of money to reinvest. But you know, like, when it comes to adding variety to your channel, it seems like anything that is not Call of Duty will not get you the views unless you've already targeted that audience. So, me being a Call of Duty commentator that wants to play Halo, wants to play... I didn't get Skyrim because I didn't think people would watch it on my channel, and now people are saying they would, and I feel like it's getting too old for me to, like, start it up right now. But, you know, I got Gotham City Imposters or whatever, and a couple games like that. And this is my bad. This is Clubby Dubby. No. Fuck. This is a gameplay from Game Master. I'm gonna link him in the description. Guys, go check him out. He's playing with NASA 1 in Spawn Trap, and I ran over time, but We'll get to some more of this stuff later. I'm out. Peace.